Oakley dokley. Okay, got both cameras going. Hey guys, and welcome to Lunch with Lisa. I'm here today again to bring you sour cream chicken enchilada skillet. It's Lunch with Lisa. So today we're gonna get into this chicken enchilada skillet, and I'm so excited to be here. It's so easy, it's so delicious, and it is so healthy for you. So the first thing first is we're gonna start with 1 tablespoon of butter. So I'm gonna heat 1.5 tablespoons butter over medium heat. Don't get it too hot or you might burn it. And while that's melting, I'm gonna add in 2 tablespoons of almond flour. This is gonna act hopefully like flour and thicken it a little bit. I'm just gonna let this cook for like a minute. Let that almond flour kind of soak up that butter. So I'm just gonna add in the rest of the butter. Usually when you're making a roux, it's with flour and butter, and you have 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons butter to 2 tablespoons flour. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use 2 tablespoons butter to 2 tablespoons almond flour. It's not gonna have the same kind of thickening as flour, but it works. And then before that burns, I wanna add in 2 cups of chicken broth. So I'm gonna measure out 2 cups. I just went ahead and bought some chicken broth, make it easy on myself. But feel free to make your own. And I'm just gonna stir this in. And then let this cook down for 2 to 3 minutes to thicken up. And while this is thickening for 2 to 3 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up some bell pepper and a hatch chili. Love these guys, they're kind of spicy. I'm gonna cut these into strips. Cut them into little squares. So here's the hatch chili, same thing. This will give it a little kick. Now if you don't want to accidentally rub your eyes with your fingers after cutting this hatch chili, wear gloves. I actually never thought about that before, but wear gloves. And that'll keep you from burning the heck out of your eye sockets, which I have done many times. All right, now we have those chopped and ready to go. I'm gonna wash my hands and I'm gonna stir this up. It's been cooking for about 3 minutes. And as you can see, it hasn't really thickened a whole lot, but we're gonna go forward anyways. And if you want to, it really wouldn't hurt to add some cornstarch or something to thicken this up. Okay, so now we're gonna add the seasoning. I have this chipotle pepper seasoning. I'm just gonna put in 1/8 of a teaspoon or 1/4 of a teaspoon. It's just gonna be whatever falls in there at this point. I think I just scooped it out onto my foot. We need salt. I like to keep my kosher salt in a mason jar here with a plastic lid. We just need 1/2 teaspoon of that, and a heaping 1/2 teaspoon if you're using kosher salt, because it's so much bigger than fine salt. 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. Here's some organic oregano. There we go. Right in there. So we're gonna put in some green chilies, about 1/2 cup. I'm just gonna use 1 can, like 4 ounces. Woo, that popped right off. That's about 1/2 cup. And then it says to put 30 black olives in here. I don't even know if I have olives. Actually, I don't know. So I'm just gonna stir this up. And I'm gonna stick a little bit of the hatch chilies in here and the bell pepper. Some of them are gonna get nice and soft. I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit. Yes. Okay. Okay, now I need to put the chicken breast in here. So I'm gonna set this aside and I'm gonna show you what I do for the chicken breast. So I use a different cutting board from the ones I use for vegetables because I don't want my cutting boards to get contaminated with the chicken. It says to use 40 ounces of uncooked chicken, and I think it's gonna serve 6 people. So whatever is gonna come out to be about 6 ounces per serving for everybody. Just to make this cook faster, see how thick this chicken breast is? I'm going to kind of butterfly it down the middle. So I have like 2 thin pieces of chicken now that I can just stick right into the pan. So I'm not really butterflying it because I'm cutting them completely in half. And then I'm gonna do one more because these are huge. These are freaking ginormous. I don't think these are grown naturally. Get my drift. Ideally, I would love to find a farm that has farm-raised, cage-free, happy chickens that are able to live their lives naturally and grow at a sane rate. Okay, so here I've put the chicken in, as you can see, and I'm just gonna like turn up the heat a little bit more so it can come to a boil and simmer a little bit. And then I'm gonna add a lid. I'm gonna wash my hands first. I always think of that movie Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs when he's like, Chicken Brent! And then he goes and saves the world. All right, now I'm gonna cover this. It's come to a simmer. I'm gonna cover it, lower the heat so it doesn't burn. And I'm gonna put a timer on for 15 minutes and then we'll be back to check on it. So we got about 2 more minutes left. Actually, I just heard the beep. 1 more minute left. The chicken should be done cooking. I went ahead and added the rest of the bell peppers and the hatch chili, and I went ahead and found some olives in the cabinet and added those too. Just 30 black olives, whole. They don't have to be sliced or anything, so it's super easy. And then the rest of them, put in the fridge with the juice from the can. Otherwise, it's gonna grow mold like that. Believe me, I know from experience. And then you can use them in another recipe or snack on them throughout the week. I love black olives. All right, so I'm gonna grab some tongs. Don't get too crazy. I need to check this chicken to make sure it's cooked, because you don't want to eat chicken not cooked. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, I think. And this is why I cut it into smaller pieces, so it wouldn't take too long. Let's see, I just need to chop into it. Yep, looks fairly cooked. I'm gonna pull this chicken out and we're gonna shred it. I'm gonna leave this kind of going on low. I'm gonna set this aside so I don't burn myself. And I'm just gonna take like all my chicken here and I'm just gonna shred it with a fork. And if I need to cut anything with a knife, or I can use the tongs to kind of hold it while I shred it. And there's some of the pieces don't want to shred. Ugh. This is like not my favorite part. I've seen people do it with 2 forks, so wish me luck. Maybe I need to put things off the plate a little bit, right? So I'm gonna set some of the chicken off to the side. That gives me room to groove and shred. There we go. Now that's shredding. Just needs to be in bite-sized pieces. And if you don't want to shred, here's the workaround. Take a knife and chop it, but use your tongs because it's hot. This is how I usually end up shredding things. Because the chicken's not really cooked all the way. It's still not nice and moist. I was trying to say nice and moist at the same time and it came out moist, which is also appropriate. Moist. So you're okay, this is good. So much easier than shredding. It just needs to be in bite-sized pieces, honestly. We don't need no stinking forks. And this is not a chef's knife. The chef's knife is dirty from the raw chicken, so this will work. It's not as efficient though. More efficient than my friend's knife. I went to his house last night for a little chicken fajita action, and he wanted me to cut zucchini for grilling, and he had these wimpy little knives, and they were like flexible. I'm too spoiled by my Cutco knives. These things are awesome. And no, they did not sponsor this, but maybe they will sponsor one of my videos because I use their products. I love my Cutco knives. And they stay sharp forever, and if it ever gets dull, they will sharpen them for you. All you have to do is send it to them. So if you haven't heard of Cutco knives, tell them Lunch with Lisa sent you and to go check out my channel and sponsor me. I would love to hawk their wares and tell you guys to go buy them. All right, that chicken is done. We're not gonna waste any of this goodness. So before we add the chicken back, we're gonna add some Greek yogurt or sour cream. I'm just gonna do about a heaping half cup. Get that in there, all of it. And then lick your finger. I'm gonna give this a little stir. Sour cream does really well with this, low-fat sour cream. And then once you get that stirred up, we're just gonna add the chicken back. We're gonna top it with some cheese. This is hot. Really hot. Give it another stir. I'm gonna turn the heat up just a little bit. That's gonna continue cooking. And we have all this yummy cheese, about 1.5 cups of cheese. We're just gonna sprinkle on the top. This is just a cheesy blend, or you can use Colby Jack cheese. So now that the cheesy goodness is on the top, I am gonna go ahead, cover it again, and let it cook for about 5 to 8 minutes, and then we'll check it out after that. All right, so it's been 5 minutes. Let's see what we got. Oh, so bubbly. I'm gonna turn this burner off. Check that out. I'm gonna pour it everywhere. I'm gonna scoop some into my bowl. Yes, oh my goodness. And you could top it off with some extra cheese if you wanted to, of course. But, oh, it's so good. I've got cheesy, oregano, chili pepper, olivey. And we've got the bell peppers and the hatch chilies. Oh, I taste all the spices. That chipotle spice, so nice. I do love the olives. You don't have to use them though if you don't like olives. I love olives. Yeah, the chicken is nice and tender from being in the boiling chicken broth. Lots of flavor this one. Don't even need a whole lot of salt. Just tastes so good. Cheesy. In this recipe, I did add extra veggies, but it really only counts as your protein and a bunch of condiments. So I made a salad to go with it. So definitely eat a salad, add some extra veggies, because veggies are so good for you. Veggies help flush your system. They help move all that protein through your body. Oh my goodness, I hope you guys try this. It's so flavorful and tasty. If you like what you see here and you want to see more healthy meals, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye, you guys. It's Lunch with Lisa.